Hello, and today I'm excited to show you my LEGO Steampunk Submarine. This steam-powered submersible is one of the most detailed LEGO vehicles that I've ever built. And as always, I've included tons of functionality, with a giant motorized propeller that pushes it through the water, dozens of spinning gears across every surface, and a moving periscope that pokes out of the top. I've also decorated it with a full interior, complete with a whole host of different rooms and compartments, plus many other details and features waiting to be discovered. I was inspired to build this after designing my motorized steampunk airship, which I made a video on last year. And just like my airship, this submarine is on LEGO Ideas, so be sure to click on the link in the description to support it if you want to see it made into a real LEGO set. The submarine measures 73 centimeters long and 28 centimeters tall, with one side showing the exterior and another side that I've left open to show a cutaway view of the interior. Steampunk is such a cool theme to build in because there's so much opportunity to use unusual and rare coloured parts that you don't usually see in other LEGO models. And that's exactly the case with my submarine. For example, you'll notice I used lots of parts from the Knights Kingdom action figure theme to create the details on the sides, along with these awesome metallic copper elements to give it a touch of a rusty, weathered appearance. Over at the front, I've combined these reddish gold shoulder pads and shin guards to form a pointed, squid-like nose. And what's cool is this leaves the perfect space for a pair of porthole windows on the top and the bottom. This leads to the entrance of the submarine, which is currently sealed shut behind a heavy-duty airlock door, along with a large round navigation window in the middle, surrounded by these fancy golden flexible hose pieces which act as a roll cage to protect the tower. These gold motifs continue around the back, where I've added a splash of colour with some chrome exhaust pipes and vents to add texture to the surface, with an ornate golden window that provides a bit of light into the back of the submarine. The iconic reinforced porthole design continues onto the sides, and from here you can really see how the bodywork tapers in towards the ends to give the submarine that classical conical shape. I wanted to include a large observation window in the middle, and I thought this printed dish piece from a Doctor Strange set was a perfect fit. If you open it up, you can even see a hint of the observation lounge and periscope mechanism inside, which we'll take a closer look at very soon. This leads us up to the middle of the submarine, which includes the first main motorized component, a navigational periscope that peers out from the tower to provide a view of the ocean above. This is constructed out of another LEGO Knights Kingdom action figure armour piece and includes a realistic backwards and forwards movement as it scans the surrounding seas. This is a really simple but effective design, and what's especially cool is it actually extends down into the interior of the ship and connects up to a viewfinder, which makes it look like the minifigure is operating the periscope. Now's a good time to take a closer look at the interior. And if you're enjoying the video so far, then please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as it really helps me out. The submarine's interior can be split into three main sections: the airlock and control room at the front, the navigation and observation lounge in the middle, and the crew's living quarters and engine room at the back. All of these rooms are connected through a series of corridors, separated by heavy bulkhead doors, and this one at the front can even be opened up to gain access to the airlock. This tiny compartment can be flooded with water to equalize to the pressure outside, and includes space for things like a diving suit and other tools and equipment that the minifigures need to explore the ocean floor. Old-fashioned submarines often have rooms full of pipes and gauges, and I thought the control room would be the perfect place to include this. This is where the main control wheel is situated, and it looks like the captain is busy at work, steering the sub at the moment. She is aided by her navigator, who stands watch in the room next door, on the lookout for any marine life or obstacles ahead. This area is equipped with an array of navigational instruments, including a globe of the planet, a giant navy compass, and an array of drinks and refreshments for the journey ahead. This is by far the largest open area on board the submarine, so I thought this would make the perfect place to include a lounge with a cozy armchair and a coffee table that overlook the giant observation window on the side. A ladder can be used to access the maintenance hatches under the floor, and this opening also disguises the button to switch on the battery box concealed below. The living area continues into the next room, which includes 2 bunk beds with a selection of personal items and treasures from the crew's adventures. Space is at a premium, so this also doubles as a kitchen area with a compact cooker unit in the middle. The other side includes a small bathroom, and this is furnished with a tiny sink and a metallic toilet, which is constructed out of an upside-down mining helmet. You might have noticed this axle spinning around on the ceiling, and this is actually the crankshaft that pumps these orange pistons up and down. The idea of these is that they are some kind of exhaust pipes, and I thought these were just a fun little addition to balance out the profile of the submarine and add a bit more movement to the top. The furthest room at the back houses the submarine's engines, surrounded by a bunch of mechanics tools. This connects directly to the giant propeller at the back, and I'm really pleased with how this design turned out. Originally I tried to use some of the specialised propeller pieces, but they were just way too small for the size of the sub, so instead I designed this brick-built one, which uses a bunch of LEGO fantasy sword pieces to form the fins. To help the minifigures explore the depths, I've designed this deep-sea diving suit, which acts as a support vehicle for ground-based exploration. This mech suit is equipped with a Bioshock-style drill and a robotic hand on the other arm, and makes use of this relatively new cauldron piece from the LEGO Dreams theme to represent an antique-style diving helmet. The back of the suit features a standalone oxygen tank, which allows the minifigure inside to venture out and explore outside the range of the submarine. Now we get to one of my favourite parts of the build, the colourful underwater landscape that acts as a display stand for the submarine. It can be very tricky to create natural looking coral reefs out of LEGO, as real life coral is often made up of very intricate, organic shapes, so I had to really think outside the box when designing this. You'll notice a bunch of unusual parts usage throughout this area, and I've used all kinds of elements to create the coral, including things like hairbrushes, Technic gears, and even Indiana Jones whip pieces. I took a lot of inspiration from the LEGO Botanical Collection, and you'll notice a lot of parts from those sets, like the purple Admiral hats and the orange banana pieces, which work perfectly to represent wavy strands of softer coral species. Every surface is filled with unique types of coral formations, and I think I've achieved a good balance of colours without it being too distracting from the main model. And to add to that sense of movement, I've used a lot of these wavy animal tusk pieces to create the impression that the plants are flowing in the direction of the current. And you can see I've also created these more rigid branching coral bushes out of a bunch of battle droid robot arms. This area is also full of animal life, including shoals of brightly coloured fish, translucent jellyfish floating about, as well as more elusive marine animals and sea creatures hiding in between the caves and rocky outcrops. I hope you enjoyed my motorized steampunk submarine, and if you want to see this made into a real set, then please support it on LEGO Ideas. All you have to do is click on the link in the description, sign in with your LEGO account, and click on the support button to add your vote. If it gets 10,000 supporters, then LEGO will consider making it into an actual LEGO set, so I'd really appreciate your support. Please give the video a like and subscribe for even more awesome LEGO creations. And let me know what your favourite part was in the comments. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.